Hello everybody. Today I was thinking of what videos that I can do today, and I decided to do a video on how I found out that my oldest daughter, Ariana, had autism. When I found out my daughter had autism, I had never heard I heard of autism, but I knew nothing about it, and there was nobody around me that I could talk to about it who had any experience with it. So it was not a difficult time, just a time where I was just confused because I knew nothing. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Okay, I had my daughter Ariana, and we shared the same birthday month in September. I had her on September 26th. I ended up having to have a C-section because I wouldn't dilate and I had been in labor too long, so they decided to do the C-section. Um, Everything with Ariana was good. When we left the hospital, they didn't, find any issues or anything. One thing that she did have severely, really bad was like she was a really colicky baby. She cried a lot. She was just always crying and grabbing and pulling at her hair. And as the months went by, she started to calm down and we got the colic under control, and she started to, babble like babies do, babbling, mama, daddy, um, saying no, saying yes, just little bitty things, as she should. And then suddenly all of that just stopped. There was no more babbling, no more, talking, no more eye contact. She started to, when we would call her name or try to speak with her, she would just look off, or and that's when me and my mother felt like, well, maybe, she's having an issue with her hearing. Maybe she can't, hear us, because, we didn't know, she wasn't answering us. So we figured, well, maybe her hearing. So I took her to the doctor and I told, them everything that had been going on and how she had seemed to be progressing. And then all of a sudden, she stopped talking, attempting to babble and talk. And then we figured maybe it was something with her hearing, because she just stopped making eye contact, stopped listening. When we would call for her, she would act as if she wasn't hearing it. So we got her hearing checked, everything cleared out with that, and so I ended up going to a doctor's office and speaking to her pediatrician, telling her everything that was going on. They gave me a big questionnaire, several sheets of paper to, rate my daughter's development and what she's doing and what she's not doing. Once I did all that, she felt like, she was like, I feel like your daughter, maybe in the spectrum, she may have autism, but the only way to do that would be to, get a specialist. So she sent me to Shreveport, and I saw a specialist. She ended up getting the diagnosis, and, I had no clue, what would that mean, for my daughter. That was when she was 3 years old, she got diagnosed. Well, today, she's about to be 8 years old this month. She's still nonverbal, but she understands everything. She's no different from any other child. She just is nonverbal, and there's certain things that bother her that, wouldn't bother other people. Like, she doesn't like a lot of, being in a room full of people, a lot of talking, a lot of stuff going on, because I feel like it's just too much for her. And, I try my best to keep her out of those types of situations. I'm still learning every day, new things about my daughter and new things about autism. There wasn't anybody who could give me their, firsthand experience with it. Doctors could tell me about it, but no one was there, to understand what I was going through, being frustrated that I couldn't communicate, with my child and her frustration that she could not communicate with me and others. And today it's still a struggle, when she feels like she can't communicate with us. She'll get, really frustrated, and it really upsets me as a mother because I want to know, what my daughter needs, and for her to be able to tell me, if something is wrong. So I guess I could just list a few things that I noticed. And, a mother will always know if they feel like there's something going on with their child. So if you feel like, something is going on, it never hurts to go to the doctor and get it seen about. Get on it as soon as possible so you can make sure to get your child the help that they really need. They need that extra help and that extra guidance, and they'll be just fine. She's exceeding so well at school. She loves her school. She has an awesome school. I'm blessed that she has a school with teachers and teachers aides that are patient and understanding, because we live in a cruel world. And when children get hurt when they don't have any disabilities, but when children cannot speak and don't have a voice, they can be a target for people to try to do things to them because they know they can't speak out. So that was always my concern when putting her in school. Were they going to be understanding? Were they going to be patient? And, can I trust them to, treat my daughter right, knowing that she can't tell me everything? Don't get me wrong. I know my daughter, and if something is wrong, I'll be able to tell. But anyway, let me go back to these tips. Okay. Also, well, I could put that in the tips. Okay. The first thing I noticed with my daughter was the lack of, communication, lack of wanting to be sociable, not wanting to play with other children, not wanting to be touched, not wanting to be cuddled, just wants to just be to herself in her own world. She was a late walker. She didn't walk till she was about 14 months. And, then she started walking. The babbling that she was doing went to absolutely nothing. And then once she reached the age of like almost 3, she started back with just a lot of babbling, no words, a lot of hand gestures, flapping her hands, spinning. She likes to do, a lot of spinning she'll do. She had a lot of sleep problems. It was really, really hard to get her to sleep. There would be days that she stayed up for 24 hours, because she just couldn't sleep, and she was just so frustrated. I don't put my daughter on any kind of medications because I just don't trust them. I feel like, she don't need them. I feel like they'll be a hindrance to her. I just try to be as patient as I can, with my daughter, and understanding, everybody has different, if you want to use medication, if you need that, because sometimes children with autism, which my daughter does sometimes when she's frustrated, they will get frustrated and hit themselves in the head, or slap themselves. And, it's hard seeing that as a mother, seeing your child in such distress and she can't communicate it, that she feels that way. So I just really wanted to get on here and let any mothers know with any children that may have any type of disability that you're not alone, and your child is children. I teach my children, like I said before, to treat all children the same. The world is hard enough without, just being just cruel to one another. I love my daughter, and autism does not define who she is and who she will be. It's just something that's a part of her that we work with every day to, get her to where one day she will be able to completely verbally communicate, what she's feeling. So if anybody has ever had any of these issues, feel free to comment any questions that you have about this situation. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tonight I'll be doing a cooking video on how I make homemade chalupas. So don't forget to tune in for that, because trust me, you're going to want to. They're delicious. Once I learned the recipe, I just cook them all the time. All right, everybody. Bye.